everybody, and welcome to my video. I'm so excited that you're here. Today is my Suite of Possibility post with Pip Todman. So as soon as you're done watching this video, you're going to pop right over to her video and see all of the projects that she created using this suite that we're going to talk about. So you can check out her YouTube channel. It will be linked in the description box below, and then I will also link it in the first comment under this video. And then if you're on my website, then there are links to both her website and her YouTube channel. So let's dive in. Today, what we're doing is we're taking a look at this suite of product here. This is the Sweetest Christmas. And it is so cute. I love it. I love the suite so much. I played with it over the weekend and I did not even get a chance to create as much as I wanted to create with it. So the great thing that Stampin' Up! Does is they take an entire set of product and you can get that in a suite and it all coordinates, which is really amazing. This is the Sweetest Christmas. You can use the suite collection item number, and that is right here. So let's flip this over and I will show you what I am working with. So what I did is I'm using the Sweet Candy Cane stamp set and then the dies. I actually did not get a chance to use the dies, and I'm going to show you what I did. We're going to create 4 cards here in just 1 second, and then I have a lot of projects to share with you. So I used the stamp set, but there's the stamp set and the die, and then this stamp set is in this collection as well. I don't have this stamp set. I accidentally got rid of it because it is a returning favorite. So this, I believe, was in one of our last catalogs, and I thought it retired and I got rid of it. So what I did use is the sequins, which are right here. The only one I didn't use really was the iridescent. This one here, I used real red in this collection instead of Poppy Parade. So I didn't have a chance to use a lot of these, but these are great colors. They actually go with a lot of other items in the catalog. So I used those, and then the ribbon, you're going to see that I used a lot of this ribbon, and then I chose to use gold glimmer paper instead of the red and the white, but I do love this. A surprise is I will be using this suite for my Blessed to Stamp Club for next month, for October. This is what we're using. So I loved this. So let's go ahead and dive in, and I'm going to make 4 note cards. And what I have here, I have them sort of laid out how I want them, and that is just to save a little bit of time. I thought we would make 2 red ones and 2 green ones. So let's go ahead and get started with the green ones, and I'm gonna move these out of my way a little bit. So I've done some cutting of some things. These are our note cards. So you can get a pack of these, and they come with envelopes. So you have the card and the envelope. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to speed this footage up, and I will do a voiceover because it'll take a little while. And then at the very end, I have some scrapbook pages I'm going to show you, some fun fold cards, and some pretty packaging. So let's go ahead and dive in. All right, let's get started making these cards. The first one I am doing is this one using Garden Green. The colors I used with this pattern paper is Garden Green and Real Red. The colors that are listed are Garden Green and Poppy Parade. I don't much like Poppy Parade for Christmas stuff, so I just swapped that for Real Red, and it worked out totally fine. So these cards would be great to pair with a gift card and a host gift, maybe if you're doing that kind of thing during the holidays. That would be really perfect for these little note cards. I love doing up these note cards and then having them on hand, particularly for Christmas or birthdays. They're just really easy to do. So this first card here, I'm adding the sentiment. It is Christmas cheer. And then I will add that to the front of this card. And then I have 2 of those little leaf elements that I actually just fussy cut. Now the die does cut them out, so if you want to die cut them, same with the candy canes. All of the candy canes that I used from the pattern paper, I actually just fussy cut because it was easy for me. We were watching Sunday football, and so it was easy for me to just sit and fussy cut items, but the dies will work. And then I used these gold sequins that already have adhesive on them, so that's really nice. And I sprinkled those around the card. I wanted the gold glimmer paper to match those gold sequins. That's why I chose to use the gold glimmer paper. So the next card that we're going to do is this one right here. Again, I'm doing 2 of these with garden green, and then I will do 2 with real red. And so I have the garden green there, and then this pattern, you could use the stripes too, either side. I really like both of these. So the thing that I'm doing here is I do need to trim my pattern paper down, but I'm adding my foam first, and then just using my grid mat, I'm adding that strip, and then I'll trim it off. And all of the measurements for all 4 of these cards will be on my website. I will just add the measurements right directly under each card. So you'll be able to see a photo and then the measurements if you're looking for exact measurements. These note cards are, I believe they are 3.5 by 5. So they're a great size. Again, I'm using that gold glimmer paper. You can get that gold glimmer paper in the back of the holiday catalog. It comes with gold, evergreen, evening evergreen, and then I believe it is a white, like a dazzling detail sheet. And I love it. I've gotten several packs of it to have on hand because it's perfect for the holidays. And then I just created a bow. I tied a bow and trimmed it down to where I needed it. And then I'm using glue dots to put that on. That's the best way that I have found to add ribbon to my projects is with those glue dots. And I usually add 3. Next, I'm just adding my sentiment on this square die cut. That's from the rectangle, stitched rectangle. And it tucks right in under the candy cane. And you could also add Winka Stella to, or like glossy accents to your candy cane to give it a little bit more detail. But I really love the way this turned out, and I love that pattern paper with the little tiny candy canes. I love pairing that with the big candy canes. For me, these candy canes are the perfect size. I really like them. My only complaint about maybe this stamp set, if I had one, is that it's just candy canes. So you will notice at the end of my video here, when I share my scrapbook pages, I actually added another stamp set because I just needed another image. Even though the candy canes are perfect, when that's all you have, sometimes you need something a little bit extra. I would have loved if there would have been peppermint candies in this stamp set as well. So this card kind of goes off the rails. I start to put it together and I totally forget exactly how I had everything laid out. So I just keep going, and you can see my rectangle doesn't fit there now because I think what happened is I did not move that ribbon, the bow, all the way down like I wanted it to be. So I was going to add a longer sentiment to this one, but I didn't. And right here, as I'm cutting this foam, I totally cut my finger. My scissors totally snipped my fingers. It didn't bleed, but it totally snipped it, and it didn't feel great. So I'm being really careful here as I'm trimming this ribbon down. And then this is probably my least favorite of the cards, but I think it's really just because I messed up the design I had originally wanted on there. So there is that one. It still turned out great. It just was not the design I wanted. And then this one is probably my favorite. I could have embossed these cardstock pieces. That would have added a little bit of another element to it. Maybe polka dots would have been nice, but I just didn't think about it at the time. I got carried away with all the candy canes. So then I'm going to add this oval. This is a really large oval. I'm going to add this in the middle. And this is the card that does not have a sentiment on the outside, but the sentiment will be on the inside. And I didn't pop these candy canes up. I had been popping one of the candy canes up on my other ones, but this one I didn't. And then I add that bow and a few sequins. I'm all out of the tiny sequence, so I just have to use the larger sequence. And then I very carefully, I was nervous about this because if I messed it up, it would have messed the whole card up. But I stamped that sentiment on the inside, and that is how my cards turn out. I loved the way these looked and how they came out. All right, I hope you enjoyed seeing those note cards go together. I really love the way that they came out. And now I thought I would show you some of the fun projects I have planned for my club that is going to be for next month. The first item that I have are their make and takes. So my Blessed to Craft ladies, they receive a make and take packet, which includes 3 projects. This month, our projects are just these cards here. So there's this one right here. It has the gold on it and the bow. And then there is this one here. And I wish I would have embossed this piece here. I don't know, I think I meant to, and then I just was so excited with the candy canes and all of the other things I was doing, I forgot, but that's the second project. And then the third project is this fun fold card that has this band on it, and then you open it up, and oops, it's upside down, and it had a dimensional, the back of it dimensional. So it looks just like that. I love the way that this one came out. So that's the fun fold card. So that's the items that they will get to make. And then part of that club is the online class portion that they get. And I have 2 really beautiful, see how this goes. It goes like this. Well, it could go either way. 2 double-sided. You know, it's a little bit hard for me to get all of this in my camera without moving it. But there's this one here. I'll have photos on my website. I'll definitely share photos of these early. There won't be any measurements because these are for my class, but I wanted to show them to you. So there's this layout here. And then I have another one. This one's probably my favorite. And this is where your photos would go. So I always leave those open until I have photos to go in them. Or I think I'm going to be adding some of these to a calendar project that I'm going to be doing. So there's that layout. So there's 2 12 by 12 layouts. I might do another layout for sure for the class portion, but this is what I was able to get done this weekend. And then I have this mini pizza box. These pizza boxes were boxes that Stampin' Up had over the years, and I just have a lot of them left. So I made this, and it just opens up. This slides right off, so you can open up the box. So typically I like to do 3 pretty packaging projects, a couple card projects, and then some memory keeping projects. And so there will definitely be more for my online class portion, which you can look out for at the beginning of October. I just wanted to show these items since Pip and I were doing the same suite. I hope that you enjoyed these projects. Over on my website, you will see the measurements for all 4 of these cards. I will post the measurements of everything that I did under each of the cards. And you can get to that by clicking in the link in the description box below. And then now I would love for you to head right over to Pip's video and check out the projects that she made. I'm excited to see them. I hope you're having a wonderful day, and I will be back later this week with another project for you. I hope you have a great day, and I will chat with you later.